while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Hey, first you're going to start out by looking like a big pile of crap, and then next we're going to prime the skin. I'm taking the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. This is my favorite primer, and then to minimize my pores, I'm using the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer and just working this in the T-zone area. Yes, I did break a nail, and I'm obviously super upset about it. And it's been requested, so I wanted to show you guys my brow routine for more of a defined brow. So I love using my Anastasia Brow Wiz. The point that the product has is super precise, and it has an awesome spoolie on the back as well. So I start out by brushing my brows down, and then I go in and I underline the brow. I'm using the most pressure here just to kind of make a very defined line on the very bottom of the brow. Next, to line the top of the brow, I like to use very light pressure with tiny little hair-like strokes. And I'm basically going to just slowly work the shape of the brow that I would like. And I'm going to spoolie that out. It just gives a more natural look when you use your spoolie. Now I'm taking the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and again I'm going to further define the bottom line underneath the brow, and I'm also going to fill in the arch of my brow as well. Since my arches are not that defined and I have to overdraw them a little bit, I do love to use this product because it does stick to the skin very well and it is waterproof. So I'm just going to look back and forth between both brows and make sure they're even, touch up wherever I need to. And then again, I'm going to spoolie that out. I always spoolie in between each step just to make sure they don't start looking cray. Now I'm taking the Kat Von D Tattoo Brow, and this is in a lighter shade. I love this little felt tip pen, but I'm basically just going to draw some little hairs on the very front of my brows using very light pressure. I'm just going to flick upwards to create little hairs to fill in the front of the brow. Now I'm going to underline it with some concealer just to kind of really clean things up and sharpen things up. I love doing this step, and it really helps make the brows look more crisp. And I do that on the outer edge of that arch as well. Now I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I love priming my eyelids with this. I'm just tapping this on with my beauty sponge. I'm using one of my favorite palettes, a Morphe 350, and I'm grabbing this cream shade and just setting the base. Next, for our transition shade, I am taking Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and I'm just working this in the upper crease area with a fluffier brush. And this is going to help kind of give a warm base to the look, and I am going to build this color up. Next, for Makeup Geek, I'm taking Chickadee, and this is a really awesome shade to just pop in the crease before you add darker colors. And again, I'm building this up. I'm using my MAC 217, which was one of my favorite brushes. I'm using this Cool Tone Mid Brown shade from the Morphe palette again, and I'm working this into the outer crease area, and I did decide to kind of go with a more angular look, so I started flicking that up towards my brow to kind of give a cat eye shape. And again, I'm going to show this on the other side as well, packing this onto that outer corner and then flicking it up towards the outer corner of our brow. I'm taking that brush with a little bit of the Chickadee on it just to blend that out, and adding a little bit more of that mid-tone shade again up into the actual crease this time. I'm going to work that in and blend it out again with our brush with some Chickadee on it. Now I'm going in with Frappe by Makeup Geek, which is a kind of like a rusty shade, and I love this color. Just added a little extra to the look, just kind of multi-toned. And I'm working this into the lowest part of our crease. I'm just tapping this in with an angled blending brush. I'm going to slightly blend that up towards our little flick. And again, taking a little bit of Chickadee, blending that out. Make sure everything is seamless and blends into each other. And as a final blend, I'm taking our transitional shade, which is that Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and just blending out the side edges of the eyeshadow. And that, my dear, is the key to a smooth eyeshadow application. It's basically just a lot of repetitiveness and building up your shades and blending in between. Next up, I'm taking the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour extended eye base, and I'm applying this with a flat brush from the tear duct to the center of the eyelid. And now I'm going to take this gold shade from that Morphe palette and tapping this right on top. I did spray my brush with some setting spray first, just to give it a little bit more of a foiled effect. And now I'm just adding a little bit more of Frappe with a little tiny blending brush just to define the crease. And again, we're going to blend her out. You seen that coming, didn't you? I'm taking the Tarte Tarteist Clay Paint Liner. This is an awesome liner, and I'm just going to draw my wing on, so you can watch while I do that. And to give a super clean and really matte look, I always go over my liner with the NYC Liquid Liner. For foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and a couple drops of my Cover FX custom cover drops in a little bit of a darker shade, just to make a shade that will kind of work. My face is a lot paler than my body right now. I do not tan my face whatsoever, so that's why it looks like I'm a freaking like Bart Simpson right now. But I do like to take an angle brush and just apply the foundation close to my brow. Now I'm taking the NYX under eye concealer. This is in like kind of like a light salmon shade to correct those under eye bags. And then I'll go in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I've pretty much done this routine in like every tutorial I've ever done for the last 3 years. So you guys are welcome to just watch as I fast forward this step. As usual, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal and just throwing this on the sides of the nose as a quick little contour. And then I'm going to take my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, my favorite powder of life, and I'm going to bake my face with this. Use this powder at your discretion. It is very light. I'm going to set the rest of my face with my Laura Geller Bounce and Brighten powder, and then I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade Light palette and taking this middle shade and starting to warm up the face and kind of contour as well. I like to use a kabuki brush, kind of place and tap the product where I like it, and then buff it in. I'm going to cup the cheekbones, hit this on my big giant forehead, and then set that nose contour as well. Definitely going to be hitting that jawline because homegirls got a double chin. Now I'm taking the Anastasia Glow Kit and taking this bronzy shade, and I'm just going to kind of work this on top of that bronzer just to give my face a little extra, you know, something. Now I'm going to thoroughly dust off all this extra powder. For my cheeks, I'm taking this NARS limited edition palette and taking this beautiful blush shade. I'll list it in the description. Now I'm taking our Peach Smoothie shade from Makeup Geek again and throwing this under the lower lash line, following up with that mid-tone brown shade from the Morphe palette. And then to darken up the outer edge, I'm taking Frappe and just tapping this on the outer parts. Same shades we used before. I'm taking my MAC pigment in the shade Melon, and I'm tapping this in the inner corner. I love how that looked. So gorgeous. Just added a little extra pop. Now I'm taking my Coty Airspun loose powder, and I'm going to bake and kind of reverse contour underneath that bronzer. And then while that's baking, I'm using my Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop and just popping this on all the high points of my face. I take my highlighting very seriously. It's my favorite part, and I do go ham. Now I'm going to dust off that bake. And then I'm going to set my face as usual with MAC Fix Plus spray. And then while it's still damp, I'm going to take a little bit of my Mary Luminizer by the Balm and just tap this on the highest points of my face, as well as just tapping a little bit underneath the brow, just at the highest points there. And then showering again with the MAC Fix Plus. For lashes today, I'm taking the Grand Glamour lashes by Vegas Nate. These are beautiful. They're a little uncomfortable, so I'm still working with them. But I'm just going to throw some clear brow gel in my brows to set these babies down. And then for my lips, I'm taking Cookie by ColourPop and popping this on these little lips of mine. And now I'm taking a gloss by Stila and popping this right in the center. So this is something that I would wear during the day, just a little bit more daytime appropriate with this kind of bolder eye with the winged liner. So you can definitely stop here and just kind of do a light nude with a gloss. But I wanted to kind of add something a little darker once I came back from dinner. So I'm taking Beeper by ColourPop, and this is a liquid lipstick, so it will last forever. And I'm just going to apply this on my lips. And now I'm taking the Too Faced Melted Nude Lipstick and just applying this right on top to make this kind of darker, warm nude. And that's it, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
I can't really move my face right now because it's so tight.
Nice face mask. You're on candid camera, bitch. Say hey, YouTube.
What kind of eyeshadow I should be? What should I do? What should I do? I'm so confused. I'm wearing like a sheer purple shirt. What color?
I can't even tell you because I'm filming a tutorial right now and I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I thought I knew and now I don't. So, but if I was wearing purple, I would do like mauve shades with like maybe like a champagne lid or something cool toned.
Look that bad in person. It's this.
I think it looks amazing. And I'm jealous that I don't have champagne on my eyelids.
Hey guys, it's Michelle and today, my niece